All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Great flights, I hope, this morning, yesterday. Well, we're excited about being here. I'm excited about being here as a church planter, a campus pastor. It's good to be in the room with other folks who have that same mindset and are just a little bit crazy to launch out and to do something that possibly you haven't done before. So we are excited about you being here. I wanted to talk real quickly, about the processes that we use here. How many of you all have been, this is your first time here at Meet? Okay, so we have some processes that we use here to kind of facilitate what we call collaborative teamwork. And what that is that we believe that as a team, we're able to accomplish more than we are able to accomplish as individuals. And so we bring you guys together as a team to function in this collaborative effort. And here in the Innovation Labs, I want to talk real briefly before we jump into our next our discussion. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Innovation Lab and the principles of innovation. And so, firstly, I wanted to deal with my clicker. That's the first thing I want to deal with. All right. The principles of innovation, first and foremost, we want you to examine the now and the next. And that's what we basically mean there is we want you to come and just kind of take a look at where you are today. We also kind of talk about this in terms of the realities. Where have you been? What's going on right now in your ministries? And where do you want to go? And so we want to spend some time examining where are you now? Like when you left your campuses, when you left your churches today, what's going on in your churches right now? And then we want to kind of help you move beyond the now and start thinking through what's the next going to look like. In other words, what could be in our ministries and what should be. And so when we leave here tomorrow, we want you to leave here with a plan as to how you're going to accomplish what will be in your ministries. Does that make sense? And secondly, we want to engage your creative spirit. I remember when I was young in school, we used to always have this teacher, when we got to his class, he would say, all right, now, everybody put on your thinking caps, right? And so what we want you to do as we walk through this process over the next couple of days is we want you to put on your creative caps, all right? And so as you walk into the discussions around multi-site and your campuses, we want you to think creatively, think beyond what you've come here with already. We want you to just kind of incorporate a creative spirit. Albert Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. And so, yes, we're going to give you a few knowledge pieces over the next couple of days, but we're hoping that through the discussion process, that you'll come up with some creative opportunities for your churches as you go back to your collective churches. Thirdly, we want you to explore your best options. And we're going to give you a number of options over the next few days. And through the discussions of your teams, what we're hoping happens is that you come up with the best options with all that we're going to give you. And so once you hear from all of our presenters, they're going to give you some great information on financing. They're going to give you some great information on how to launch your campuses and all of those things. What we want you to do is to kind of pull away from the information and in your discussions, come away with what do we think the best options are for us. We've heard all of the great information that we're processing from the different people that we're going to have presenting to you. But out of that information, what's your best option that you can walk away with? And then fourthly, establish your path. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to give you some opportunities as a team to kind of gather all of the information that you'll be processing over the next couple of days and actually come up with a path that you can follow when you leave this place and you get back to your church. So what's our process of planting this next campus? What's our process of increasing the efficiency of the campuses that we've already planted, we've already launched? And so hopefully tomorrow, as you get in your church teams, by the end of our time together, you will be leaving here with a solid path that you'll follow in the months to come. And then lastly, We want you to make sure that when you leave and you begin to implement the path that we're hoping that you'll leave with, that you'll find some ways to evaluate your progress. I think this statement from Milton Friedman is great. He says, one of the greatest mistakes is to judge policies and programs by their intentions rather than their results. And so what we want you to do is we want you to walk away and implement your path. Whatever it is that you come up with, whatever that plan is that you come up with when you leave here tomorrow, what are the steps that you'll take 6 months down the road where you'll actually evaluate the progress that you're making? And that's very key. And so that's the process of innovation that will follow throughout the next couple of days. It's the process of innovation. That me or was that you?
That was me.
Okay. So that's the process of innovation. But then there's principles of collaboration that we also follow here at Leadership Network. And that is that we want you to come with certain actions and certain attitudes in the process that will hopefully foster honest conversation, not just within your church teams, but within the mixture of teams that we'll put together that should help you. And that begins with knowledge. What we want to do is we want to give you what you need in order for you to do what you need to do. And we'll do that in a number of ways. We'll bring in folks over Zoom. We'll bring in some physical people here who are skilled in the positions that we bring them in to talk about. And so we want to present you with that knowledge, but then we're going to group you into either your church teams or mixed teams so that you can take that knowledge and begin to move towards understanding. And understanding comes through the process of dialogue. If there is no dialogue with the knowledge, it's just an exercise of utility, in my opinion. But once you take that knowledge and you gather together as a group and you begin to dialogue around that knowledge, then hopefully it will lead to some decisions and some actions. Again, we want you to leave here with, this is what we're going to do. It's not just some pie in the sky thing that we've kind of come up with, but we've talked about it, we've heard from some experts in these areas, and through the dialogue, we've now come up with some decisions and some actions. Now, the attitudes that we'd like for you to have as you enter into this process of collaboration is, we want you to come with an attitude of working to win. And that's not just working to compete, but when you're working to win, you're working to get the best out of this process. And so over the next couple of days, we want you to leave here saying, man, we not only came up with a plan, but we've come up with the best plan, the best financial plan for us to launch this next campus, the best plan for us to increase the efficiencies of the campuses that we've already launched. But that's going to take presence. And what we mean by that is we want you to fully come to the table and engage yourself in the dialogue, in the discussion. I recognize that we have pastors, lead pastors, executive pastors. I know you have cell phones. What we would like you to do is either turn them off or just kind of wait until you can take a break. But what we need you to do is involve yourself in the process. We need you to make sure that presence is very important to you. And then the last attitude that we expect from you guys is to have a sense of discovery. Come with an attitude of, man, I just want to get something new out of this process. And understand that you bring some things to the table that will add to that sense of discovery for other people, but as you bring to the table, you should also be expecting to receive as well. And so that's the principles of collaboration, the process of innovation that we're going to use over the next couple of days. And we just want you to make sure that you involve yourself completely in this process, and hopefully you'll be able to leave here with a solid plan as a team that you can implement, whether you're just about to launch or whether you're trying to increase the efficiencies of a campus that you've already launched. Is everybody with me? All right. Now, I am in place to make sure that we kind of move from place to place to kind of keep you going, kind of keep the discussions going. And so we'll move from different places based upon the music. And Andy has some fabulous music for us. He always does. And so whenever you hear the music getting louder, that means we're going to come back as a group and come out of the sessions that we're in. And then I'll make sure that we move you on to the different sessions as need be. any questions about the process that we're going to be using over the next couple of days? All right. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Josh, before we move forward? We're good? All right, well, let's jump right in. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do what we call our trade show. And as you see, we have our boards around the room. What we want you to do is we want you to find your board. That's around, we have 4 boards in this room over here. We have 3 in this room here. We want you to find your boards, and we want you to record a little bit about what's been going on since you left us last time. So we want you to record a success that you've had, one of your biggest success stories. What have you learned over the last few weeks, few months, I'm sorry? What's next on the radar for you guys in the church? And then lastly, we want to, any unanswered questions that you might have, we want you to record those as well. And so we're going to give you about 20 minutes as a church team to go through your boards, and then we'll come back together and we'll report out what you've come up with. Now, we've also provided each person with this participant overview. Did everybody get a copy of this? Okay? And so what you can do is, as a team, once you fill out your boards, we're going to do some reporting out. We're going to go to each board and listen to what's going on from each church. And we've given you this so that you can fill out this information on each page, and the churches are indicated on each page. That way, when you get together as a team to talk about what it is that you learned from each person, then you can check those sheets out that you filled out. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm.
And remember, no words, or 3 words or less is all you get. We want drawings, we don't want words.
Oh, okay, all right. So we want drawings.
Drawings.
All right. I know you guys love that. So we want drawings, no words, or 3 words or less.
3 words or less.
On the entire page.
On the entire board.
Not 3 words per square. 3 words on the entire board. All right? Any questions on what the assignment is? We're all good? All right, let's go to our board.
How much time do we have?
You have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And I will make sure that you guys know what kind of time we're working.